In this lab, you deployed an application to App Engine. Then you introduced a bug in the code, which broke the application. You used Stackdriver Error Reporting to identify and analyze the issue and found the root cause using Stackdriver Debugger. Finally, you modified the code to fix the problem and saw the results in Stackdriver. Having all of these tools integrated into GCP allows you to focus on your code and any troubleshooting that goes with it. You can stay for a lab walkthrough, but remember that GCP's user interface can change, so your environment might look slightly different. Welcome to the Error Reporting and Debugging with Stackdriver lab walkthrough. I have logged into the GCP console with the username and password QuickLabs has given me, and I'm going to start Cloud Shell. You can always hide or show the navigation menu by hitting this icon up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a local folder and get the Hello World application so that I can deploy it to App Engine. So to run the application using the local development server in Cloud Shell, I'm going to run the following command. And then once it is running, I am going to, it'll tell me that it is ready for me to preview it. All right, I'm going to hit Web Preview, Preview on port 8080. And in theory, I should get a hello, world, and there it is. In order to stop this, I'm going to hit Control-C. And we're back at the command prompt. So now that I know that my app works, I am going to deploy the application to App Engine by running gcloud app deploy and then the YAML file for my app. For that to do, I'm going to enter my choice for a region, and I am going to select 15, which is US West 2. And then this is going to take a minute or two to run. Once the process is done, which shouldn't take very long, I'm going to browse to my app. Do I want to continue? Yes. And it's deploying. You can see it uploaded 4 files to Google Cloud Storage as part of deploying to App Engine. It's doing some traffic splitting for the service, and you can see it's giving me a bunch of details about how it's deploying my app. And it'll tell you right here the same command that we're going to run, which is gcloud app browse. And then it is going to give me a URL here, which I should be able to click. And there we go, hello world, same as the one that I ran locally on my Cloud Shell. This is a point in the lab where you can check your progress and make sure you get 5 out of 10 points and a green check mark that you properly deployed your app to App Engine. So I'm going to go back to Cloud Shell and I'm going to hit Control-C just to make sure. I'm going to cat the main.py file, make sure that I see what's in there. And what you want to notice is that it's importing web app 2. So that is what it's requiring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sed stream editor so that I can, I'm going to embed a bug. So I'm going to replace web app 2 with web app 22 because I know that doesn't exist and that is going to cause an error in my app. You can see here it's replacing web app 2 with web app 22. Enter. And then I can verify that that happened by catting the file again, and there it is. So now I'm going to redeploy the app to App Engine because I changed it. And I'm going to use the quiet flag, which is going to disable all those interactive prompts of like, do you want to continue? And just say yes to everything. Now, once that's done, again, it's going to output the command I have to run, which is gcloud app browse. And when I click here, I'm assuming it's not going to work. There's an error because there is no web app 22. So if needed, you'll press Control-C, but we don't need to. You'll have some questions that are prompting your your understanding of the lab. I'm not going to fill those out. I'll let you do that to make sure you're understanding what you're learning. And you can hit check my progress, which should give you another 5 points. And you should, at this point, at the end of task 1, get a full 100 points for the lab. Task 2 and 3 are more exploration. So now let's explore Stackdriver Error Reporting. So we introduced a bug, and we should be able to see that bug. So I am going to go to Error Reporting. We are down here. So we should see an error, which is the same error that we saw here. No module named Web App 22. There we see it. We hit auto reload. And then in Cloud Shell, we're going to do gcloud app browse and go back to it. So if we click here on the URL, we're going to create another error. And then let's just click that link a couple times to see if we can generate the error a few more times and make sure it's auto reloading. And here we can see now it has 2 errors. Oh, now it has 5. We can see we clicked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 internal server errors, and it's showing 5 here in Stackdriver Error Reporting. So let's say I click the error, and it's going to show me a graph of how many times this error happened, what time, date, lots of details about it. So stack trace sample. So we are going to find that. And in parsed, we click parsed, it's going to show me the exact line where there's a mistake, which is really nice. If I click here, it's going to take me to Stackdriver Debug so that I could technically view the logs and fix it. So I could see the logs. It's going to show me the actual logs. I can introduce more errors. You can see here each time that it didn't work. I am going to go back here and I'm going to fix my code. So I am going to go back and replace Web App 22 with Web App 2. I am going to redeploy my app with the quiet flag so it doesn't prompt me again. And then once that has been redeployed, as you can see, the first time you deploy an app, it takes a little bit longer, and then the subsequent ones are a little bit faster. I'm going to go back to Browse, go back to the page, and we should see Hello World, because now it has the right one. And now I could go back into Debugger. I shouldn't see any more errors. So let's go back to, if we were to go back to error reporting, we saw 5, and then they stopped because we fixed the code. So as you can see with Stackdriver, we were able to notice exactly what was happening with our app. When we got an error, we could click on it and live debug it while the app is still running. Hope you enjoyed this lab walkthrough.